Everybody here today and anybody listening on the recording afterwards. So this session is called Retaining Focus on Study While in Uncertain Times. And while you're adding your main reason for coming along today in the poll pod on the left-hand side, which is anonymous to other users, then you can see what other people have said. But just to let people know, we put this session on in response to the fact that there's all sorts of things going on with people in the UK, people international, wherever you're studying at the moment. And some of you may be finding it's quite challenging to study. So we wanted to sort of try and give you some tips about how to study more effectively and think about what you can do about that. So that's what we advertise it as. All of our Student Hub live sessions are what we refer to as structured workshops. So I've got some slides, and I'll be talking through them, but what I'll also be doing is giving you some suggestions. But one of the key things about Student Hub live sessions is the fact that you get to look for different people and you can learn from different people. So the chat pod, which is very, very busy. If it's too busy for you, just don't look at it, but you can follow along there if you want to. You can add things. Karen will be in there answering questions. And then the poll pods, they're anonymous to other users, but you can see what other people do. And you might get some ideas and you might be able to exchange things with different people. So the idea, it's this connecting, getting some ideas. We can't provide module, subject or person specific advice. That means that you can ask questions, we might not be able to give you information about them. So we can't at the moment give information about exams because we don't know. We can't at the moment give information about certain things that are happening because we just genuinely don't know. Nobody knows. Everything is everybody's learning and changing at the time. So different reasons for people coming. Loads and loads of people giving theirs. Lots of people that are saying they're in isolation and they want to try and get focused, want to get motivated because it's fun. Thank you. That's great. It's good to know some people are wanting to get some things, get tips and different ideas and different things. So some people somebody said they're totally distracted by fear. They think it might be helpful to come even though it's not about essay writing. It's not. We've got other sessions about essay writing pre-recorded that you can, well, not pre-recorded, there were sessions we did before, so you can have a look. So cracking on with study, the person who said I'm in isolation for 3 months, cracking on with study, great idea. Yes, that may well be something you need to do. So we can look at themes. It's going to be very busy. The poll pods are going to be very busy. I can pick out some things to talk about. Can't necessarily cover every single little thing. And Karen will do her best to answer questions if she can. She might not be able to answer them all. Can we just make a little bit of a request? Karen is in purple in the chat pod. If you do like to change your colour, please don't change it to purple. Otherwise, you won't know where there's Karen's answers because it's much easier to pick them out when she's the only person that is in purple. Thank you. Right, so... Oh no, I just realised I haven't done this one. Oh no, my picture's not showing. You should have a really interesting picture here, which you might see, which is supposed to be of a landscape. And what you should see is a dry path on the left-hand side. Sorry, a dry field on the left-hand side, a path in the middle, and poppies on the right. So, I just realised I've not got the right pod. Hang on a minute. Which is you. Drought, path, or poppies. Which one of those represents the one that you are, do you think? If you can see the picture, it would be great. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be working. But you should see a nice image of the differences here. So that's good. So lots of people are keeping trudging on. That's fantastic. That's really, really good to know. So that's definitely a good place to be. I like the fact there's some people thinking positive, thinking about poppies, which is great. There's some people that just feel that they're in dry and no hope. Well, well done for coming along today anyway, because hopefully you'll get some ideas and you'll be able to keep going and come up with some other ideas. Okay, so let's move on. So I liked this picture of the poppies. This was a nice flowery picture, and I thought this was a way of thinking, right, how can we try and make things as positive as possible? So how can we think about the poppies? How can we think about the flowers? I know that sounds, it's not meant to be trite, but there's lots and lots of challenges around. There's lots and lots of things that are really making people upset and stressed at the moment, but there are opportunities to make them nice and positive. So let's try and if we can do that. And I specifically chose different coloured ones rather than necessarily the red ones for remembrance. Hopefully, I just thought the poppies looked quite nice. Right. So another question for you is, what is the thing that's most worrying you about your study at the moment? So that's very specific there. Okay, so I can see lots of things coming in about the running out of time and lack of time. Some people are saying about things like tutor absences and lack of support. So I can see there were questions in the chat pod as well. All tutors that work for the Open University are part-time and work from home. So most of the work that the university does is distance related anyway. So there's likely to be flexibility if there are things that have affected your ability to meet your deadlines that exist at the moment. Then do discuss with your tutor. As I said, all tutors are part-time, so you can't expect response back in minutes. Some tutors check twice a week. Tutors will try and keep you updated if there's something specific that is affecting their ability to contact you and get back in touch. There's also module teams. If it's something that can wait, then do consider not phoning the student support team or the help desk, because they are completely overwhelmed at the moment. If a tutor is specifically ill and not able to keep up their work schedule, then the university will be arranging somebody else to cover for them, and there shouldn't be much of an interruption. I'm not aware of many serious illnesses that have happened as yet, but they may well change. Self-isolation doesn't necessarily affect whether or not a tutor can actually support you because of the fact that we're based from home. So I'm sat in my home at the moment in front of my computer doing this. So technically I am self-isolated. So that's answering some of those questions. We don't know the answer of some. We can't comment on the individual tutors because we just don't